The South Bronx, the borough that gave birth to hip-hop.
There's a militarized police department that is ready to attack the people. Young people have taken the streets, they've shut down the highway.
There's an understanding that when the planet wins, the people win too.
Don't stop. You don't stop. You don't stop.
Amor, justicia, hip hop, revoluciones.
I'm 38 years old. I was born in the Bronx. I was raised in the Bronx and Queens. I'm a New York City kid. I first encountered capoeira in 2001, I believe, with my ex-wife. She was doing capoeira. You know, some people like to say, oh, capoeira me chamó. But some people, capoeira calls them. And there's no other way to describe it. It called me and it hooked me and the rest is, it had me. I fell in love. It's such a multi-dimensional martial art, you know, because you have elements of dance, music, martial arts themselves, acrobatics, poetry, you know, philosophy. A lot of people like to think that capoeira was conceived in Africa and born in Brazil. And, you know, capoeira was born out of a resistance, you know, to oppression, you know, a resistance to not being able to express yourself physically, verbally, emotionally, mentally. Capoeira is an amalgamation of different African martial arts, is my belief. There's no way, because of the oral history of capoeira, to show the lines between, you know, what martial arts influenced the development of capoeira. But if you look in Africa, you know, from Lam to Batuki, African martial art manifestations, you see the influences in capoeira. You see the line, the lineage. But the way capoeira developed specifically was through being hidden. You know, they hid the movement through dance. They hid the movement through subterfuge. You know, that was the first big subterfuge in capoeira. That was the first big, I'm about to trick you in capoeira. It moved through the quilombos and through the plantações, the plantations. You know, it moved throughout Brazil. And in multiple places, there was parallel development of capoeira through word of mouth, through that African oral tradition. Africans have written tradition as well, but in this instance, it was the African oral tradition that spread capoeira, the idea of capoeira. The basic movement of capoeira is called the Ginga. And I always wonder how it acquired that name, because Ginga just so happens to be a very famous African Angolan queen who resisted the Portuguese, you know, for a long time. They were never conquered, actually. My medium is capoeira, you know, and I work with capoeira, and that's what I do in schools. But for all intents and purposes, I just like the opportunity to be able to support and expose adolescents and children to, you know, beautiful artistic manifestations. It can be very difficult because you're dealing with a lot. You know, I work at international schools primarily, and these children are dealing with, you know, missing their homes, missing their culture, missing their smells in the air, and, you know, and they're doing it at a critical period in their lifetime, which is adolescence or pubescence, you know, prepubescence sometimes. And, you know, you deal with a lot, but I think, you know, I love what I do. You know, a lot of the children, you know, a lot of the philosophies central to capoeira translate into life. There's so many of the schools I work at, they're underfunded, and, you know, they try to make things happen any way they can. And, you know, it's nice to have things like capoeira to remind them that, you know, these things are possible if you work hard, if you do the training, if you know, it broadens horizons, you know. So I enjoy working with schools, I enjoy working with children. Yeah.
My name is Amina Begum. Capoeira has definitely grown up with me, I would say. It's in my blood. It's like, it's me, it's my identity, I would say. I'm a capoeirista. I think the biggest thing capoeira did for me was empower me and made me stronger, actually. Everything I do revolves around capoeira. I love it. The family aspect, the community aspect to it, the instruments, the music, the movement, everything is just so strong and so overwhelming. It's a lot to learn, and there's still more to learn. I've been doing capoeira for 8 years, and I feel like I've learned nothing. There's more to learn, which I love about it. It's nothing that I, you know, can't stop. You gotta keep going for it.
My name is Feng Chen. I first started doing capoeira in 8th grade, and I first thought it was like a arts class, like a drawing class. I never heard it before. It was in after school, and I kind of just stumbled upon it. I didn't know any history about it, and it's transcend all of my expectations. I've never really been a sports girl. I was always that shy girl in the back of the classroom, like, don't pick on me for answers, don't even look at me. And so like, even dodgeball was something scary, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be anywhere people see me doing anything physical. And so capoeira was definitely something very different, but it's helped me grow in so many ways, not just in my personality, being outgoing, but also being expressive of my body.
Just like everything, capoeira has dualities, and martial arts in general are in two categories. You have the hard martial arts and the soft martial arts. And the soft martial arts are like, but every martial art has usually a major part and a minor part. Capoeira is a soft major, because it's a martial art made to be able to take and then give. You understand? I think in this day and age we have so much hardness around us, so much violence, hypersexuality, misogyny. There's so many hard, nasty realities that we deal with on a daily basis. I think the last thing we need is to be engulfed in the culture of mixed martial arts, of violence for the sake of sport. To me, it disgusts me. I have no other way to put it. I don't watch MMA, I don't watch those things, because to me that's like, it's just superfluous. It's a useless, with so much actual violence around us, let's create more for entertainment. To me, that's an absurdity. So I think things like capoeira, where you learn how to kick, and you learn how to punch, and you learn how to defend yourself, but you also learn how to take care of your body. You also learn how to interact with people. You also learn how to approach situations. You also learn awareness, spatial awareness, acrobatics, music, poetry, song. Capoeira is about the society. There's no capoeirista on the mountain doing capoeira alone, like a Zen master. It doesn't exist. Capoeira, I need the community to be able to do my work. I can do it alone, but it's sad to have a guy gingando and nobody to play with. So it's good to be able to have a group of people come together and create that energy. Capoeira is about creating an event. Every day we have a harder, we're creating this thing. It's like a recipe for energy and positivity. You don't get that in I don't know, many things, So.
¿Cuántas niñas hay en la casa esta noche? Esta es la historia de una niña que vivía en el barrio de La Paz. Ella se decía que quería vender droga con su papá. Para ella nadie aportaba, su futuro se nublaba y no había hecho más que empezar. Que no quiere dinero, dime que no quiere dinero para gastarlo en la ciudad. Quería pan, quería joda, no valora nada sino llorar. Lo mejor de no tener nada es tener que trabajar y sudar por apartar la miseria a un lado. Seguir respeto a base de coraje y cojones. Ella lo tenía, ella lo sabía, ella se lo merecía. Valía para eso y para más. Tenía todo lo que quería, vestía la ropa con la que tú solo puedes soñar. Muchos son los talentos que se pierden en la mar, pero cuando tú solo sirves para traficar, ¿qué es lo que pasa? Te llama,